All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Morning Miracle Messages with Mr. Soul of a Man. We are in the place to be. Everybody had a great weekend and all of that good stuff, man. This music is giving me Mr. Rogers vibes, but it's okay. It's always we always want it to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, man. We always want it to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, yeah, baby, yeah. Like Austin Powers used to say. No, I think they said they're making another Shrek, I think. And Eddie Murphy said he was making another Donkey. He was making his own solo Donkey. Mm, mm. So moving forward, so one of today's messages is birthing something new. Putting in the time. Um, yes, I said. So putting in the time and action for what it is that you want. For what's going on, Miss Flo. Um, Putting in the time and action for what you want, moving forward, and seeing something amazing happen from that. Really, really and truly putting in the time that, really and truly putting in the time, just getting the feeling of being very tired of where you were or where you are, and getting like a very, very powerful ceiling factor over like a wall is up. So it's like if you keep looking back, you're gonna keep getting this. If you're someone you keep looking back, you're gonna get this reminder of you don't want to go back that way. You don't want to do that. And honestly, some of us in this time, we really don't have what we have no other choice but to move forward. And by moving forward, we come to other realizations. There are other opportunities that are going to be there. So yeah, so they're gonna be, and thank you for sharing. Yes, so this sharing is caring. Yeah, so there are gonna be other opportunities out there for you to you know, yeah, for you to take advantage of. There you go. So other opportunities out there for you to take advantage of. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I am an author. Y'all can go ahead and check out my books on Amazon under Devon Alvarez, or go to my website, www.soulofaman504. It's almost like it's your sense and your awareness that's going to help you move forward. I mean, it really does feel like your feet are planted. Your feet are planted on solid ground for you to go and move forward to do what it is that you need to do. Like seriously, like to really make a solid run at this thing. It feels like one thing that was the defining factor of it not happening was your determination. Like you would, for whatever, you would go so far. I get it. You put in so much work. You're like, okay, it's got to happen today. It's got to happen. And then doesn't happen. You get tired. You move on to something else. And then you do that something else for so long, and then it's like you're back. Let me see. Oh wait, no. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Hey, how are you? Yeah. So moving, look at yourself as a guest in your own house. Like if you had somebody coming over that you really wanted to give the royal treatment to, imagine how you would treat that person and treat yourself like every day when you get up moving forward. or think about how you would want to be treated, moving forward. In I don't know, somebody's house, somebody's life, however it is you want to, however it is you want to gauge and look at that, and and picture that in your mind, like really and truly, picture that in your mind. Yeah, so really and truly, like picture that in your mind, and go forward with that energy. Thank you for the thanks for the hearts. Mm. And yes, for those wondering, I am streaming live on I am streaming live on YouTube, and and Facebook. But moving forward, setting your daily mindset is going to be like setting your alarm. But this is going to be something that you're going to want to hear from yourself, like putting little sticky notes, to give yourself motivation for what it is that you um let me see. It's hard quick. Um, okay, here we go. Dennis thing came on. Let's get that. Like we playing Uno. Okay, so moving forward, being under not being what's going on, Miss Kitty? How are you? So this is undeniable. The energy that's out there, the energy that you are putting forth for the things that are coming in, for the for the feel of miracle that you have really and truly underneath your feet, like right now. And what you and again, um a lot of those great feelings, good feelings, all of that stuff that you have, this is where you are keeping it to yourself, or you're only really and truly sharing it with Eric. Only, and we probably only have a few people down here on Earth that will really things that we really can, share. Somebody who just has that unbiased ear that really aren't going to judge you, and they're not going to go and like spill the beans to everybody else that's out. You know, they're not going to go run around out there and tell all your business. That's why a lot of people just have a thing of just really keeping stuff to themselves these days. Try not to be not in an unhealthy way, but I'm saying like good news, great feeling. Like people just wondering like it's Monday, why are you smiling? Because I know I took off the next day, or I'm gonna be off the rest of it. Put in my PTO, whatever. Put in my PTO time. So I will not be here with for real. While y'all are coming in here with this misery. But yeah, I just wanted to who's eating donuts for real. Somebody eat anyway. Uh, I'm serious. Somebody eating donuts. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to play the song to try to give it a to give it like a concrete, so you can kind of feel it and see it. You know, like what I was talking about. Right? I know. Not a good. Nah, this really feels like somebody's out there eating stuff. Really stuff. And if you have access to like a backyard or something like that, somebody somebody may have the you may want to go out if you have access to like a backyard or outside, something in the safe. You may want to go outside, just kind of take your shoes off and walk around in the grass, just a little bit. Like if you have access, um, if you have access to if you have access to a backyard, you know, so that you can feel what it is that like so that you can feel what it is that's underneath your feet. You know, saying that it's elevated from a field of dreams to a like miracles and miraculous things. I I don't know. Yeah, but I actually got a chance to see her concert about 2 weeks ago. She was amazing at first. She was like real for real. Whew, man, that girl. I think it was Clark Field and Kurt Franklin and who else was there? But yeah, great concert though. It was the something home concert or the family reunion concert, the family reunion tour, something like that. It was really good. They're saying that it's all in the palm of your hand. So you're cool. So they're saying that it's in the palm of your hands. Like what's that 20? Is that 2018? I don't know. I remember like a few years back. Um, I was on I was on this social media thing and I was looking at somebody's hand and I said, that looks interesting. I said, and I asked them, could they send me a picture of their palm? And it was like that day, that gift was activated where I was able to read people's, palms and stuff like that. So it was yeah, very interesting day. And for me, I'm like, when a gift for me is activated, I gotta play around with it to see, what I can do and all of that stuff. But yeah, interesting day. For real. Yeah, but when you get a gift and it's activated, like, play around with it, so that you can understand how really and true how it works. Vicky, like there were I saw a story. There were these young ladies. Oh, I know what I'm trying to get an idea. I know it, but I'm gonna remember. Yeah. So yeah, but I there were these young ladies who they were in New Orleans, and it was like this math problem. People said it was impossible, so they figured out a way to like crack the code, and they made like national news. And then like a few years later, they figured out like 10 other ways to do like this problem. That's the way genius works. That's the way your gifts work. You get one thing or how many, whatever your gifts are, but you can figure out like 10 or how many ever ways to use it, to your advantage or to help humanity. Help yourself first, but yeah, they were like, man, when they did that, like when I hear stories of like when I hear stories of kids like graduating from high school at like 12 years old and uh or like 9 years old, that's like genius level stuff. A lot of our kids have that, but you know how it is out here with these schools and all this stuff. Something's wrong with them, give them medication and let them slip through the cracks. But if you could, man, if you have a kid like that that's skipping grades, my cousin was like that. Like he was good with like taking computers apart, and yeah, I think he skipped a grade or two. But if you have a gift, whatever that gift is, mess around with it. Mess around with it, pray over it, ask for that gift. They said the gift will make room for you, something like that. But yeah, so you know, like play around with it for that gift to expand and grow. That would be okay. I'm about I don't know why every time I try to touch the screen of this computer and I know it's not touch screen. Yeah, but if you have like some kind of gift, I think a lot of our folks have gifts, whatever they may be, but they may be a little afraid because people, the old school ways, people saying, oh, that's demonic, and it's not like we have 12,000 candles lit, some evil book that was locked away for centuries. We're not making blood sacrifices for some whatever in a 12 dimension. These things are just happening naturally. These gifts are just kind of popping up and happening through our DNA, through our melanin and all of that stuff. And, so we are creators. We have to remember, we are we are creators. Like um we have the ability to reinvent stuff or just to invent things like out of like out of nowhere. Like George Washington Carver. Yeah, like George Washington Carver, and the peanut, and he had like what 50 different patents for that thing, so like he was able to probably talk to it and hear from it and it gave him like all of these different ideas. Here we are. So saying don't run from your gifts. Do not run from your gifts because a lot of your gifts are about to be activated. These are let me oh my goodness. Somebody said what other gifts I have. I have a few, I have a lot of gifts. Like um I have the ability to write. I have a very overactive creative mind. And shameless plug, check out one of my books that's out right now. You can go to Soul of a Man 504.com, www.soulofaman504.com, or you can go to Damon Alvarez on Amazon. Check it out. But yeah, um, and here's another one that we did, Princess Destiny and Her Magical Hair. If your kid is having problems fitting in, bullying, and all of that good stuff, James and Limited Trouble is out there. But yeah, I have, it's, and I'm not, I'm not saying this to brag, but sometimes, you're given, sometimes you're given so many of these gifts, and they, you might have a tendency to forget, like seriously, you may have this tendency to forget because it's like when you were a kid, you got all of these toys, and then I don't know, the new hottest game system comes out, and the physical toys you kind of put them aside, and you start playing with you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just, I mean, the gifts that we have, or the gifts that we are given, and that we have are like insurmountable. I think that we're getting to the point where you know, um, where how how we can like transmute stuff. All we may need is like ourselves and empty space and a powerful mindset, to reaching out, well, we do that anyway, as far as praying and all of that good stuff. Hold on, I'll be right back. And just to let you know that you are not you are not a broken vessel. You are not a broken vessel out there. You are not a broken vessel. You are the continuation of the dream of your of those that your predecessors, your ancestors. You are not broken. You're variantly defined as something different. You really are. You are variantly defined as something different. Yay! We're up to like number seven. Yeah, so you are very much so. You are defined, as something different because because people, whatever, they might see you as an outcast or weird or whatever, whatever, because there's a different stride. I saw a video earlier about people, everybody's talking about chosen ones and all that stuff. You know how you have the ability to call stuff out, you know, and you can see it coming a mile away, and people, people get mad for whatever reason because they can't get one over on you. It's like, well, how you know that? Yeah, wouldn't you like to know? It's like, you know how to, like, so-called like black folks. We see somebody, like when we see somebody running, look like us, we gonna run too. Instinctively, we know just to get the hell out of there. That's just that activation. You're like, oh, no. And and you just take off. You just take off. you know, you just take off, man, and it's like, it's something like it's just something very powerful. What is going on, Mr. P? How are you? It is something like very, very powerful. So someone on and if y'all didn't know, you are very much so welcome to come over and join me on YouTube as well. Well, that's good. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so you are very much so welcome to come and join me on on the YouTube. Just go to the link in my bio, and yeah, you can come and follow me over here on YouTube as well. Help me to get to like 1,000. Uh, I didn't mean to do that. That's this crazy thing. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, this thing acts crazy. But someone, let me see. Someone said that friend be one. I have never been read by masculine energy before. Can you tell me something I need to know? Oh, okay. Well, what would you like to know? So just ask a question, and I'll see if I can help. But yeah, did you? Well, since you're Miss KP, since you're up here, do you have a question? Well, so all right, so just a little bit about me and my background. I grew up, I'm from New Orleans, so I grew up as Christian Baptist, my whole life, and like a few people out here, you start to have this spiritual awakening. I still have my core beliefs. I still believe in God and angels, and and Jesus and heaven and all of that stuff, and so what perpetuated from that is me seeing these things in real time, and a lot of these things, not everything that well, let's just call him Yahshua, that a lot of the things that he did, I started to find myself doing like some of the things, and being able to like see and feel and understand and know, and and so on and so forth. It happened. I think it for me it happened like it happened it happens gradually. Um it happened it happens gradually over time. Like some people kids are just super tapped in. So, just very, very uh I always had this what would you say? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a tendency to forget, and then later on in life, like I would always have these past life, these I would have these thoughts. I'm trying to make sure I catch this person's question. Yeah, I would have these thoughts of like deja vu. Am I going through my 20s? And then I would start to see like the color spectrum around people and all of that, and I got into massage therapy, and just starting to like touch people and being able to like balance my energy so they wouldn't suck all of my energy away. But it happens it happens over time, and you have to uh, let's see, what's the question? People are funny. um yeah, so it gradually, it gradually happens over time, and you start to like I remember one time I was working in this call center, and one of my gifts opened up, and it was very, very, very toxic work environment, and I just started to feel like I felt like this I could like feel people's emotions, what they were thinking and all that stuff, and it was just like a floodgate. I felt like I was drowning. almost, I almost felt like I was drowning that day, because it was so much. I don't know. I think I might have went home or something. It was wild, but it's when they I guess when you're
It's 10 o'clock.
thank you, computer. When when you're when Huh. Yeah, it's like when your guides take you to the deep end of the pool. They're like, "Listen, you can swim. You're going to survive. We're here with you, and you're going to be okay." And even though you're freaking out, and you're like, "What in the world is going on around here?"
Can I say just a few things about
Mhm.
this? I love these conversations, and like sometimes I feel like people were kind of put in your life to make you be a certain way or understand certain ways. And my mom was really into a lot of this. Like you mentioned, massage therapy. I have paperwork from her where she paid to go through all the steps to be a Reiki healer. And then she would put it into practice. She did the tarot thing. We went to psychic readings, and they actually told my mom that she needed to stand back from the person that was getting the reading because she was kind of taking over the energy. So, I definitely believe in energies. And I've seen a lot and been through a lot, in my childhood, but there was a few good things that I wanted to mention while you were talking about it. And I'll tell you a little bit about my thing. So December 2021, I was actually my trailer was hit by a tornado, and I ended up with a spinal cord injury. So since then, I've been learning how to, walk, and medical care is not easy, and they want to change everything. So I'm trying to get back into therapy right now. But that's the gist of the situation. But have you ever heard? You said you're from the South. Have you ever heard about like the red cardinals being like guardians or whatever, or passed on loved ones come and
Mm,
check up on you?
yeah.
Right. So this was really interesting. I thought you might like to hear was that my ex fiance also ended up being blackout drunk and strangled me, so he went to jail and whatnot. But 2 days before that, like you never see more than two cardinals in one spot. Like they usually fight for territory, find their mate, and move along. Like you never really see that. But just 2 days before he ended up doing that, there was like eight cardinals lined up along the roadway, and I was like, "What is that?" And it was just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I took pictures and videos. I didn't get to see all of them, but and then that happened, and I almost feel like maybe my mom was being sent to protect me or something like that, or protect. I'm living with his mom right now because I just don't have the means to go, and she needs help as well. So, look to protect her too,
Hmm.
and maybe to save his life by, sending him somewhere. But it was just interesting that you talked about that and like there being signs and things, and or like things that I have loved for a long time, like doing research and then I love doing research and finding out about things, Jeopardy questions, all of that. And the spinal cord injury, community doesn't have a whole lot of answers because everybody heals differently, has different injuries, all that. So me liking to do research kind of helped me in that sense of being able to figure out stuff on my own that worked and have got me, as far as I've gotten now. So I just like to talk about the spiritual stuff. Like it's been around me and my family, so it's very cool.
Yeah, so so the Cardinals, that was family.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you do have a you do have you do have a very powerful family around you. They do have they have very high expectations for you because they know
Yeah.
that that you're an overcomer, you're an overachiever. From what you say, you're a survivor. And it's like
Absolutely.
it's like you're pulled. It's like either you show up for people at the nick of time, or you're pulled out of situations like right at the, like right at the nick, right at the nick of like right at the nick of time. So it's like that ability um to expand that gift to be there to help people. Like there's a character in like Marvel Comics called Domino, and she's like, look, is all. It's like the law of probability. Luck is like always on her side. It's like every step is very like, even with you, it's like every step is like very, very, so very, very, very much so calculated. As you as you move along, like it's something. It's like some things are moved in your way for reasons, and it's like when you see it, it like activates something in you, and you immediately have to. It's like this itch where you have to like find out more about
Right. Yeah, sometimes it seems like I'm being either you're being shown something like having premonition dreams or something like that to prepare you or to help you be prepared for when it happens to go through it kind of thing. Like that's happened a lot as well, and especially after the tornado. I mean, some of that's just PTSD, but I mean, a lot of it just feels like I don't know. I don't know if it's God or the universe or energy fields or whatever. I feel like I believe in a lot of things that aren't universally accepted by everyone. They would call it, I got friends that call the tarot card reading like black magic. I'm like, it's just like a horoscope. Like to me, it's just like a horoscope.
it.
Psychics, there's a lot of fakes out there, but some people end up knowing things. Like I could have a dream about a friend and tell them I have had a dream about somebody's wife, and they had just gotten divorced. And 2 days later, I hadn't talked to them in 15 years, and they ended up calling me. Like that's just it's random, but it doesn't feel random.
Right. And yeah, and the stuff that I've been through, I find out that things happen for very much so a very interesting reason, and sometimes it could feel like it's somewhat insane, but I think as you go through your journey, your awakening, whatever you want to call it, to make it make sense, in your world, your life, that it helps to ease the tension as you're constantly growing, and you're seeing all of these things like either happen to you, other people, and all, like you said, it's the perception, and the perception of it's the perception of knowing, like what is to like what may happen, what may not happen, and getting like these little signs and these clues, and hearing certain things, like certain people say like their ears may ring, like my ears ring a lot, and
Yeah,
in
mine
the
too.
in the beginning I couldn't understand. I was like, well, what, I couldn't understand like why my ears just like, when was that, like 2020, I think, maybe 2021. My ears were just like ringing a lot, and I was like, I can't I would see it as a sign, but like I don't quite understand, like what are y'all trying to, like what are y'all trying to say, until like the messages start to get clearer, in your like in your conscious mind, so to speak.
Right.
But yeah, it's an interesting journey. It really, really, really is. It really, really, really is an interesting journey. So and and for you, there is a there's an opportunity that's coming your way soon. They're saying, just be open to it. They're saying, just be open to it, as it's presented to you, because this opportunity, this opportunity unlocks more. It's like it unlocks more of your gifts, and it's like they're saying like it's the gift. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It feels like this is coming from, I don't know if you had like an aunt or somebody that transitioned, but it's a female energy. They're saying it could be an aunt or a great aunt or something like that. But anyway, they're saying like things for you, just something for you to kind of mull around in the mind a little bit. Like what did she say? Thanks can be a blessing in disguise. There you go. Yeah.
This is very true. And like I don't know that much about TikTok. I didn't want to do like live stuff. I didn't nothing about my injuries on like social media. So I just now started like actually telling people my story and what's happening, and it's very cathartic. And I want to use that to help other people. So it's very true. Like maybe I wasn't meant to go through all this stuff. Maybe it was just meant to happen so I could help the people around me, which is what I've always wanted to do. So, you know,
Yeah,
but it feels like a curse sometimes. Let me tell you.
right. We all have right 10-10. We all have a superhero origin story. You know, we through the trials and tribulations and the things that should have taken us out. You know, like here we are, um, either about to or we are, full. We are like in the front of it, telling our stories and running into amazing people like yourself and encouraging them to go out and to do like more amazing things and with their lives.
Right. I guess it's just a lot of like remembering how hyper independent I was, and I've had to depend on people. Lots of people know about my stuff that goes on in my head and around me, and I don't like that. I'm a very personal person. Like I have to have a good reason for you to know things about me, and the fact that I was able to push away things that were like not something I wanted to deal with, like somebody passing away, or somebody getting hurt, or something like that. But then now, I was worried about everybody else, and then now I'm stuck in a situation where if I don't worry about myself, it's not gonna go well. So I kind of have to do that, and then I also have to like basically relearn things that people don't really understand. Like if you do something on autopilot, like pick your foot up to walk, I have to remember consciously to lift my toes up so that my foot is going the correct way, and it's like a relearned behavior. Like people don't understand that. It's very detailed, and it's interesting to me, but I'm interested in a whole lot of stuff. So it's kind of like I was able to push things away until this happened, and then now it's something physically I cannot push away. Like it's something I have to deal with every time I get up or try to stand or any of that. And it gets hard, but they don't call me gritty for nothing. So
yeah, you have that, you have that determination, that indomitable will to continue to go and grow, and you have that when you're really ready to push it out there, you have that that internal, it's almost like you internalize it first before you say it, but you
for sure.
You have that gift of gab, to really go out there, because you're gonna do some incredible things. But yeah, it's like one thing, I see you in front of an audience. This could be like you're going to become a speaker. That's just what that's just one of the things that's coming. But you're going to be able to go, and like speak in front of people. But I see you like at either a college graduation or something. But like they're gifting you with something, like some kind of honorary degree, some type of honorary degree, or something like that. But you're definitely going to be going out there and and doing like real, like more amazing things, with your life. A lot of the and you can be very, very charismatic. You really, really can be. So it's like you have the ability to like steal the show, and I think people, it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard because they're gonna see him like, oh, who's she, and blah, and you're just gonna go there and do your thing,
Oh yeah, wait till they hear the funny parts of my stories. I have hilariousness. I'll be like, my aunts would come to the hospital when I couldn't. This is back when I couldn't move anything but like a one finger on a hand, and it was very it sucked. That was very devastating. But I never thought that I wouldn't, because all their statistics are based on like 85% are men who get spinal cord injuries. 15% are women, and then there's like an age range that most of them are whatever. So luckily, I don't believe everything I hear, believe everything I read, and that has also helped me. Thank you, Mama. She definitely instilled that in me. Something I use to this day, and it worked. But so my aunt was like trying to like hide chocolate from me, right? But all I had in there was food. So I'm like a snacker. I'm eating chocolate. I'm telling them to bring me, sausage balls like every day. They're doing great. And so I had one little, like, do you know what Ferrero Rocher is?
No.
Like, it's like a candy, like a little bonbon kind of thing, like a little round thing in a little package. So in a table, I had a table that went across me, and I think I was starting to move like a hand or an arm or a little bit better, so I could like I could move my elbows. I could like pull in, but I couldn't push out. So I could like pull something open. So my aunt was gonna leave for like 2 hours this first day, and she put the little piece of candy, my last piece of candy, in this little drawer. And I was like, oh, good, that'll be something for me to work at. I spent 2 hours trying to get that little drawer open, and I couldn't. And I could not. And then she came back and got it for me, and then I realized it was because the pillow had been sitting up against the little table. So it's just kind of a funny story that I'm desperately trying to get this little piece of chocolate. Like, they're making me do exercises and roll over and touch cones, and I'm like, why don't we use chocolate for these? Like, I would be way better. They're having me like wanting to do like hitting a balloon or something, and I was a tennis player, so I was like, I am all for that. That sounds like so much fun. And little girls were like, don't be patronizing. I was like, oh, I'm not. I'm dead serious. This is the funnest stuff ever. Like, it's not even therapy. This is just like a game to me. And it being therapy definitely helped me. Like, I played a lot of games and finger, mobility, and it was just good the way they did it. I think I had some really good therapists that helped me with that, and some really good family in the time that I needed it. And yeah, it worked out. My aunt's a little dark, humorous more, but it's still hilarious, and I got it. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's you're gonna find yourself in some you're gonna find yourself in some amazing, I would say, some unique situations with people who may be like you, and who might, just be ready to like throw in the towel. One particular organization, you may be like maybe working with that Make a Wish Foundation,
yeah.
because
There's two spinal cord foundations. Although getting rise to places right now is difficult, but at some point that'll be figured out. Is just down the line a little bit at this point. But the Chris Reeves Foundation, something the #1 foundation for spinal cord injury. So I read that there's only like 400,000 spinal cord injury patients in the United States, I believe. So it's not a lot of people, and if I can reach someone and make even just a day a little bit better, I'm good with that.
Right.
Our families life better, so they don't have to worry about me. Like, that's what I hate the most, is just that people worry about me, and sometimes they don't have to. And like, I'll go for a while and just, you don't recognize what you're doing while you're living in it, but then later somebody's like, oh, you look like you're walking so much better, quicker, whatever. And I'm just like, oh yeah, forgot about that. So the reinforcement is helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of the story is going to be very, very inspiring, very inspirational. Because you never know, by you going out there and doing it, you never know who you're inspiring sometimes, and how you're impacting those lives. And
That's true.
Yeah, and you may catch you off guard may catch some of us off guard. Like, hey, you I don't know, in the airport, wherever, and you might see somebody and they're like, hey, you're such and such, and you came here on this day, and it could have been years ago, and you probably forgotten all about it, and they'll tell you this wild story of how you encouraged them and the things that they're doing now because of what you said or because you showed up. So but yeah, it's important to show up, ladies and gentlemen. Really important to show up. You see, yeah. Mm. But
Maybe I'll write something. I'm a good writer. I know that there was a guy who came to visit us around Christmas, and all my people from work sent me stuff and blankets, and they were so nice. Like, you really don't know how much you impact people until it's noticeable at the time. And there was a guy who came, and plus I just like to hear people's stories, so I'll talk to anybody. You can learn something from anybody. 8-year-old, 80-year-old, don't matter.
true.
Like, I learn something from anybody and take it, on my way and use it, and they have impacted my life like that. And that guy came in, and he had a spinal cord injury for 2 years. He came in with a little red wagon to everybody's room and talked to them. And I keep up with him to this day. Like, that was such a nice thing that he did. I did not like the crying that he made me do. I will say that. I don't like that. But yeah, he definitely made an impact. I think that was like the first person's story that I had actually heard. And he had been going to move like a tree or something out of the road. And while he was going to move it, another tree fell on top of him. So it's just interesting to know other people's things because it just reinforces that everybody's different and you can find things about people that you care about with anybody. And I really like that idea.
Right. It's like the power of the human spirit.
Right.
Well,
And speaking it, I'm sure it was cathartic for him. So
I'm sure it was. I'm really and truly sure it was. Like I remember people that would come to our schools and speak, and I still remember like little things that they said like years later, and it's amazing how that works out.
That's true. I had a creative writing teacher, and he's now a motivational speaker. Like, I won the award for high school. That meant a lot to me. And my mom was a writer. She started a book before she died. It was going to be it's going to be called The Perpetual Goddesses of Wonder. And she just wrote initials of people who had impacted her life. And I thought that was such a great idea. Like, I want to recreate that. And
that would be powerful. That'd be really powerful.
Yeah. I was just reading it. She was amazing at writing. I lost some of her books, and I lost all of my writing. I must have had like 40 books of poetry and writing and sentimental stuff, and it was just gone. So that also really hurt. That was like kind of like another person being gone, like another person like me half being gone, kind of. It was, I don't know. But I'm overcoming that too. Gotta learn to deal with it. That's all I can do. Go on, write some more stuff, whatever.
Right, and that's the process of going through life and creating and just putting more of your gifts and what is really and truly needed out there for people to be empowered and inspired, and also to help you and to grow and in your life as well.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I just want to thank Ms. KP for coming on and sharing her powerful and amazing story and looking.
Even if an accident.
Right. I